Hey YouTube, it's Deb Dancer from Dancer Quest, and I got a question. I'm counting down on to my cruise, and I got a question from somebody who was saying, what should I pack? So since I've been on a cruise, there are some for sure things that I would recommend that you don't leave behind because they're going to be super helpful for you. So I thought I would share that with you. And you can always leave a comment on other things maybe you thought of. But I'm not going to talk about the obvious things, bring your swimming suit, bring your flip-flops, bring your sunscreen and your hat. We all kind of know that, but here are some things that I found very helpful, and I hope that you do too. So, first things first is your mobile phone charger to a USB. So, in the room, there are one USB on each side of the bed for a USB jack. And so the cord itself that I brought last time, I brought a couple different ones, but this one is kind of short. It's maybe 2 feet long. It was too short to reach from the light fixture, which is where the connection is, down to the table. And so that is not going to work. You want to bring something a little bit longer. This one's, 3 feet. So I would recommend bringing something a little bit longer so it reaches to your table. Otherwise it's just going to be kind of, floating there. You don't want it to be doing that. Plus, if you're laying in bed, you want to look at your phone, you want to have enough room to have it in your bed. So anyway, that's the first thing that I would bring. The second thing is a USB charging block. This is so helpful, you guys. There's so many devices we have nowadays, like Fitbit and things like that, that you want to charge, and there's just never enough space to charge them all. So I would recommend a block. You can get these little cords to charge multiple things. Very helpful. Also, an extension cord with multiple plugs. This we ended up bringing, and there was 6 feet long cord last time. And that wasn't long enough because we had something that we wanted to plug in that was not a USB by our bed. And so we ended up buying a new one that's going to be 12 feet long, and that should be plenty long. Otherwise it's just kind of draped across. You have to step over a cord to get to your couch or your balcony. So you don't want to do that. And this particular one actually has USB charging too, so that's kind of helpful. The other thing that I found very helpful was a highlighter. Bring a highlighter because you're going to get these daily, what's happening today. And there's tons of stuff. So, it talks about, what's at the shops, what's, the shore excursions, what kind of shows, what kind of entertainment, excuse me, what kind of entertainment that you might find. And so you might want to highlight exactly what you want to do. Maybe you have multiple people in your party and they all want to do something different, so you want to try to coordinate so you don't, miss out on something. I brought just a pencil, and I would have preferred to have a highlighter, so very simple thing. Stick in your suitcase and then bring that with you, and then you have it all. The other thing is Tide to Go. I would recommend that because you never know when you're going to need it, so have it with you. And you can't exactly wash clothes easily, so you might end up with a stain that doesn't go away. So, good recommendation. I would also recommend for your wall magnets. So fun. The doors on the Escape, at least the Norwegian ships, have magnetic doors, and so you can put stuff out there. I actually went and created a couple of ones for this cruise. But I would recommend doing that because it actually adds personality and kind of makes it fun and customized for your own space. So it kind of makes it home for you. You can also, bring a whiteboard like I do, write stuff on there. The other thing I would recommend is a lanyard. You can buy these, I think, pretty much anywhere, but they're just really helpful because you don't always have a pocket, and you want to bring your room card with you wherever you go. And then when you get off the ship, you have to take your ID with you, so it's nice in case you don't have a place to put that, to bring this. If you have pockets all the time, then that's fine, but for me, I didn't. If you're wearing a dress, or maybe you don't want to take your purse, something like that, this is really helpful. You can also, I think you can buy these on the ship too, but I got this from a local store here. The next thing I would recommend is a very thin drawstring backpack. And this is helpful because it's hands-free, you know, it's light, so you can hardly notice that it's on your back. And then when you go off the ship, if you go on a tour or something, it's just easy to, you know, stick a water bottle in there or your, you know, camera or your phone and not have to think about it. So I would highly recommend bringing something like that on the cruise. Ponchos, always good to stick in your backpack when you go off on a, you know, on an island or something. You never know if it's going to rain. If these are quick $1 or something, throwaways, I would always bring them. And then lastly, I don't know if you saw my previous video, but I had a sneak peek of what I was wearing on 80s night. You kind of want to dress up for 80s. And you know, the glow party, have fun with it. So I'm bringing a tutu, but as you can see, it's just so fluffy. So I'm going to bring space saver bags, and I'm going to put them in here so that, you know, it saves space, because this literally would take up, you know, the entire suitcase. So, and I need to bring some other things. So anyway, that is my list. And if anybody else has ideas, comment, feel free to comment. These are just things that I found out when I was cruising, and some of the things I didn't take and some of the things I did and I found really helpful. So I hope you enjoyed and can't wait for our cruise, and I'll see you there.